Vani Hari, also known as the Food Babe at foodbabe.com. She's got her new book out, Break Free from the Hidden Toxins in Your Food and Lose Weight. Look years younger and get healthier in just 21 days. I look forward to reading this book. I'm still not super healthy, but I've gotten a lot healthier than I was 4 or 5 years ago. Lost over 50 pounds. Didn't lose another 10 or 15. Those last ones that are really tough. But I've done that with the InfoWarsHealth.com and InfoWarsLife.com family of products and moderate exercise. But I didn't have the right vitamins and minerals, and I wasn't eating completely right. I'm still not perfect, and so that's why the rest of the weight wasn't coming off. Well, it is now. So with InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsHealth.com, with moderate exercise, with some of the techniques she's come up with as well, it's achievable. It's just not going to happen overnight. But I wanted to get her on to talk about her book, but also some of the news out there. We have a story on InfoWars.com. Don't worry, USDA says pesticide-laden food is safe to eat. EPA has determined the extremely low levels of those residues are not a food safety risk, just like they think fluoride's okay, even though the majority of their scientists have gone public saying it's deadly. And then it goes into the fact that they're even using fluoride as a pesticide, and the EPA should take it out 4 years ago, but it still hasn't been done. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into her latest project. She's been very successful, thanks to listeners of this show and other folks getting involved. This FritoLay organic product sent shockwaves through me. Help get it everywhere is the headline. She'll break down what that means from her website, foodbabe.com. So, Food Babe, great to have you on with us. We'll get into the book some, but let's get into this FritoLay situation first.
Yeah, for having me, Alex. I'm excited to be back. So a few months ago, I was traveling. I was in California, great state of California. So many access, there's so much access to organic food there. And I walked into a Costco and I was touring it and I was looking around, and I tell you, I freaking flipped out when I saw this product. And I actually have it here today because I took it with me, but it's an organic bag of FritoLay. This is like the first organic certified product that FritoLay has put about. And the only reason I was able to find this is because some unsung heroes are working at Costco internally to get these types of products to their members, which is unheard of, considering the amount of money and influence that PepsiCo, who owns FritoLay, has spent against our right to know, has spent over $8 million preventing Americans from knowing what's in our food and also preventing transparency, even though they provide the same transparency to over 65 other countries and citizens across the globe. So this is a company that specializes in junk food. They produce Pepsi Cola, they produce a lot of chips. And so to see this organic product for the first time in my life there, it was a brink of hope. It gave me a really warm, fuzzy feeling inside, like, wow, we can even change these giant companies that I spend all day, talking to people not to buy. And now they're coming out with organic products. And why this is so important is for a couple reasons. First of all, going from conventional farming, conventional potatoes, to organic potatoes makes a significant impact on the environment. Number one, it produces more sustainable farming. So the farmers who deal with these toxic pesticides that they put on conventional potatoes go away. The synthetic pesticides go away. The Environmental Working Group has stated that there can be 35 different types of synthetic pesticides found on a typical potato. And potatoes actually retain the most amount of pesticides per weight out of any other fruit and vegetable. So think about that. 35 different pesticides, many of them linked to being a carcinogen, being endocrine disruptors, being linked to fertility issues, all sorts of problems. And potatoes are one of the number one crop that people eat in this country. I mean, chips are a way of life, whether they're healthy or not, or whether they're organic or not. People are going to eat chips. It's part of our culture. We've got Super Bowl coming up. And so that's why when I saw this product available at Costco, but not anywhere else, I felt like it was my mission to tell people about it, but also to tell people that, you know what, we should ask FritoLay to produce this everywhere. They should be requiring their conventional farms to move over to organic and start producing organic potato chips for everyone.
Absolutely. It'd be a big hit. I mean, I was in a restaurant. You see it in the stores. Organic Heinz. They're advertising it. Non-GMO. So what they're doing is they're fighting from their competition labeling while they selectively move to beta test the market. And now we have Chuck Norris. We're going to break. But Chuck Norris has come out against Monsanto, and we'll cover some of that when we come back. And that's good because they want to keep it a liberal conservative issue where conservatives are for guns, liberals are against GMO. Well, no. I mean, Chuck Norris doesn't want to die. He didn't want his kids eating pesticides. He knows that the Monsanto BT's killing honeybees. Chuck Norris is a health expert. He looks like he's 20 years younger than he is, and he's smart.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness. The phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it. And that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
The experts are clear. Sunlight, purified water, healthy non-GMO food, and having a good attitude is essential to a healthy immune system. But I go further with Super Nascent Iodine X2 from InfoWarsLife.com. 50% stronger than our original and revolutionary Nascent Iodine formula, coming from a deep earth crystal source that no other supplier has. Most other forms of iodine come from seaweed in areas plagued by Fukushima and other contaminants. Not our iodine. It comes from over 200 million year old crystal salt deposits and is tested and proven to be completely pure. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today. See the informational videos. Read the information they're compiled. And for a limited time, when you use promo code NOW at checkout, you get an additional 5% off the entire family of InfoWarsLife.com products. Secure your Survival Shield X2 today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
You ever hear about Ghost 80% AR-15 rifle kits? At Guns80.com, they are the 80% specialists, helping to protect our privacy. Look, there are forces out there right now trying to register guns for future confiscation. UN treaties threatening our Second Amendment and our freedom. You need a Ghost AR-15. Get it at Guns80.com. Call 844-2GUNS80. That's 844-248-6780. Own an AR-15 today and keep it a secret. Go to Guns80.com. That's Guns80.com. 844-2GUNS80.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
Vani Hari, the food babe, is our guest. And I mentioned Chuck Norris. He's been critical of GMOs before, and he's a big conservative leader writing for WorldNet Daily, frustrated over health risk from world's most popular weed killer. And he goes on to break down glyphosate and what it's being used in, and how 180 million pounds of glyphosate are being used basically every few years on the crops. That was in 2007. The latest numbers we have was 185 million pounds. And he just goes through what it does. And it's a major endocrine disruptor. They admit it gives women breast cancer. So every time I go to a store, not every time, but all the time, a restaurant, they go, would you like to get this drink, this martini that's for breast cancer? Would you like to give $2 when you're checking out at Walgreens for breast cancer? Would you like to? I go, you know what? I'd like to get glyphosate out of the water supply. That's what grows the breast tumors. Sir, you don't care about women? We know what's causing it. Why should I go give money to find a cure? The cure is don't get it to begin with. Glyphosate basically will destroy your prostate and your testicles. You think I want cancer? You think I want my kids having cancer? This is not a partisan issue. It's crazy. Monsanto's the Agent Orange folks, the dioxin people. And they can lobby government to authorize whatever they want. I'm ranting. This is a short segment. Vani, how big a deal is it to have Chuck Norris and others? I mean, I really see the momentum against this whole toxic industry turning up. They're striking back. But as you said, all over the world, they're banning this stuff or restricting it or labeling it. Here, we seem to be the dumping ground of everything horrible.
You know, it really is. And, you know, this potato issue is really at the heart of that because we consume so many potatoes. Let me just give you an example. 80% of the world's conventional, or the United States conventional potatoes contains this bud nip herbicide. And what that does is it prevents that little sprouting from occurring in your potatoes. You know, you buy organic potatoes, so you see when you leave them on the counter for a really long time, they start to sprout. Well, they're supposed to sprout because it tells you that they're bad and you need to buy some new ones. But they're actually putting this chemical on potatoes to make them last longer. And this chemical is linked to all sorts of health issues according to animal studies. And that's why it's so important to require these people that have figured out how to make organic potato chips, the biggest manufacturer in the world, to do this. And people can sign this letter that I sent to the CEO of Pepsi and the CEO of FritoLay this morning at foodbabe.com/FritoLay. Send your letter along with me, post it to their Facebook page, go to their Twitter accounts, ask for this. It will make a huge difference in the amount of glyphosate, the amount of herbicides, the amount of pesticides, the amount of fungicides that are in our environment. And that's why I'm doing this action. But one other thing you mentioned, Alex, that's so important is that government regulation, that people are lobbying the government to do certain things that are harmful to Americans and harmful to our environment. And one in particular issue that I just highlighted very recently on a blog post is red number 3. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with pesticides. This is actually a chemical made out of petroleum. But red number 3 was banned in cosmetics. And because the maraschino cherry industry was upset about it, back several years ago, over 20 years ago, they wrote some legislation when they were banning that chemical in cosmetics and in food. They wrote some legislation to be accepted in food and to have more studies involved, even though it was already linked to cancer and animal studies. And this red number 3 can be found all over the grocery store. I'm talking about another PepsiCo product right here, Quaker Grits. This red number 3 that's banned in lipstick and cosmetics is in people's grits that they're eating for breakfast.
And for folks who don't know, it has been positively in so many studies directly linked to behavioral problems in children. It has, from my research, correct me if I'm wrong, I know it's red 5 as well, has an amphetamine type effect.
Yeah, absolutely. It causes hyperactivity. It affects brain function. They've shown that it's linked to, can be contaminated with carcinogens, the way it's produced. I mean, this is also in just about every salad bar across America. You'll see bacon bits on the salad bar. This is red number 3. That's what makes these bacon bits. This is also what makes the fake bacon. that you get at Morningstar. It's a Kellogg's product right here, red number 3, and the fake bacon. People think they go vegan, vegetarian, get healthy. They eat this. This says 36% less fat, only 60 calories. We are getting toxins and toxic poison.
Listen, I've learned if I eat those bacon bits years ago, I'd get a headache. I mean, it's simple. Anything processed, I get sick because it's chemicals. Petrochemicals in the McDonald's nuggets on record is plastic. They're allowed to do it. Well, I don't want kidney failure, folks. I'm not eating it. This isn't a game. It's not a joke. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
For all of recorded history, civilizations around the world praised the health benefits of silver. At InfoWars Life, our mission is to bring you the highest quality, purest, cleanest, effective colloidal silver on the market today for the lowest price available. You don't have to be a doctor to know. The fall and winter months are the most dangerous time of year in North America when it comes to you and your family's health. InfoWarsLife.com is very excited to announce our biggest run yet of Silver Bullet colloidal silver, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Now, InfoWarsLife.com has taken colloidal silver to the next level using a cutting-edge technique that is free of toxic artificial additives. Now more than ever, it's important to stock up on high-quality Silver Bullet from InfoWarsLife.com. No survival chest is complete without Silver Bullet. Secure your Silver Bullet today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Silver Bullet. From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. In the near future.
When you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operation.
We let the worst people get control and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime Directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
A popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
Alex Jones is now in an Austin jail.
These people are assaulting us.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. Block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy Prison Planet TV.
You gotta set your eye on the enemy, not worry about what propaganda they put out. Intellectually, it's begun. You can feel it.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
Broadcasting worldwide, I am your host. Here's from Mercola's site, Dr. Mercola. Are you or your family eating toxic food dyes? Since we mentioned this, Brilliant 1, Blue 1. And then it goes through what it does. Indigo, Blue 2, Citrus Red 2. Oh, causes tumors in the bladder. That's always fun. Another study, Red 3, recognized in 1990 by the FDA as a thyroid carcinogen in animals and is banned in cosmetics and externally applied drugs. What is it? What's it in? Sausage casings, oral medication, maraschino cherries, baked goods, candies. Red 40 And it just goes through all the wonderful things that this stuff does to you. If my children get any of those cherries, like if they go to a yogurt place or frozen yogurt, I can always tell, I'll go, oh my gosh, you're bouncing off the walls. Let me look at your tongue. And they stick their tongues out and they go, yeah, we had cherries or we had red candy. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I mean, it is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. That's the nervous system. Like when you're poisoned, like you take poisonous mushrooms, you start jumping around. Same deal when you've been poisoned. And the point is that if people want to do all this, that's their issue. But the cancer rates, the neurological rates, they're all off the chart. So I hope you go to foodbabe.com and sign her petition. Because if we leverage things enough, we can get all the big manufacturers are moving to organic. And they try to game that as well. But still, we're moving in the right direction. If we can defeat them here, we defeat them worldwide. They're doubling down with their money in Congress. They are going after their critics, but they can't intimidate folks anymore. I mean, 15 years ago, you talked about Monsanto with a published study, they come after you. But people didn't get intimidated, so more spoke out. Their own scientists have spoken out. It came out more than a decade ago that Monsanto doesn't even have unorganic food in their cafeterias for their scientists. That the British elites and the German elites and the French elites and the Chinese communist elites have their own gardens, their own food. Rich people, establishment insiders don't drink fluoridated water. They don't do any of this. So I hope you get her book. I hope you get into health like I've tried to do because I've known all this info. Why not follow it? Why not actually try to change my life? Why not try to help my kids? Doesn't mean you're perfect, but we're being bombarded. This is the tip of the spear for the globalists. Briefly, why do I take Survival Shield X2? It's deep earth, purest iodine you can find. It's not the bound type, the poison stuff at the store. It's not like the rad pills you take in an emergency. This is true purified iodine. That's the good halogen that blocks the bad fluoride, blocks the other bad halogens, and basically pulls them out of the body. And believe me, you go on this for a month, you will detox, and you will have stuff come out of your skin and your body you won't believe. InfoWarsLife.com. Try it for yourself. Consult your physician. This is not a game. The oxy powder will flush out your upper and lower intestine and just does wonders for everyone I know that's taken it and myself. You want to get over a lot of those bowel problems a lot of people have out there? I'm not going to go into details. Give it a try. You've heard the rave reviews. This isn't a game. There are real solutions out there. And the great part is we're bringing you these high-quality products at InfoWarsLife.com, and it helps fund our entire operation as well. So we can have a platform for all these other great activists and people to take action so we can all interface together and work together. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. Foodbabe.com is the website. Vani Hari is the Food Babe. You got the floor for the next 6-7 minutes to cover other areas, things you haven't gotten into, other important news that's breaking, and tell us about your book.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things you mentioned, Alex, is that a lot of these chemicals in our food are toxins. They're going to cause health issues, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, kidney failure. One of the ingredients, and I know you talk about this a lot, is artificial sweeteners. And one of the things that people don't realize in products that they give to their children contain these artificial sweeteners, even though they already have other kind of sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup or a type of sugar or something else. And that product right here is the Pillsbury toaster strudels. These actually have artificial sweetener sucralose, aka Splenda, that's now linked to leukemia, that caused the Center of Science and Public Interest to deem it as an unsafe ingredient in our food. And, that's not something you want to be given to your kids. Along those same lines, Pop-Tarts, so popular, big Kellogg's product, it's still being sold everywhere. It has TBHQ. TBHQ is a derivative of butane. This is the ingredient that lobbied Chick-fil-A to remove from their food, which they did because they did see that consumers didn't want it in their food anymore. And that ingredient also can be found in these other products over here. But this one also is very alarming. This is a weight control oatmeal from Quaker Oats. You think this would be really healthy, but it's not. It actually has artificial food dyes and also has that sucralose ingredient that's linked to leukemia. This is not oatmeal we want to be consuming as America, as a society, to lose weight. And this brings me to my last point. All of these chemicals we talked about today, the pesticides, the artificial food dyes, all of the different chemical concoctions we're putting in our bodies, are creating what we call obesogens in our body, and that is making us fat, sick, unhealthy, and depressed. And that is why I wrote The Food Babe Way. The Food Babe Way will teach you everything you need to know about these obesogens, where they are, how to avoid them, how to avoid the sickening 15 ingredients, how to eat in any restaurant in America and avoid these ingredients, and also what's in the food that are at very, very popular health restaurants. I went undercover to find this information out and put it in my book so that I could bring it to you guys, and you could have it all in this beautiful little package. Here's the brand new hardcover that just came in, and this is going to give you the steps on how to break free in this overprocessed world. I'll take you through 21 days, and all I want you to do is one habit a day. It's very doable. One habit a day, you're going to realize that, you know what, you can maintain your weight without dieting. You can look younger. You can feel healthy. You can hopefully get off your prescription medications, because that's what happened to me. I was on 6 to 8 prescription drugs depending upon the season, and now I'm on 0, and I feel and look 10 times better. I cannot tell you what a big difference learning these habits and then putting them in my life has made. It's created the Food Babe. I was not the Food Babe back in the day. I look nothing like a babe. I can tell you that right now. And this is a true testament to what eating healthy and eliminating the toxic chemicals can do. And I hope everybody checks out this book. It's coming out February 10th. But if you order now, we're giving some ridiculous bonuses, whether you pre-order it on Alex's site, on InfoWars, or on Amazon, or Barnes & Noble, or if you support an indie bookstore. Send us your receipt at bonus@foodbabe.com, and we'll send you a shopping guide that's over 40 pages that shows you how to shop in every major grocery store in America to avoid these toxins. We'll send you my favorite workout DVD of these amazing women that have taught me how to really shrink my ass. Oh, can I say that on here? I'm sorry, my butt. And really get in shape and be in my tip-top shape. And we're giving that away for free, along with tons of other products, organic mattresses that aren't filled with toxic materials. We have organic clay pots that are slow cookers that allow you to cook while you're busy. You know, all of these healthy tools to get you on your way in 2015 to realize the healthiest you.
Well, we've all got to do it, and none of us are perfect, but we just change our lifestyles. You talk about how going back years ago, you were just in horrible shape, and now you look younger, feel better just by getting off the fast food. Briefly recap that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, for most of my life, Alex, I grew up on industrial processed food. I ate the fast food. My parents were both from India. They didn't know how to cook American. They wanted us to fit in with everybody else. So they let us eat the Burger King. I had my birthday party at Burger King. We went to McDonald's and we filled out those little colorings and got the free breakfast for Father's Day and Mother's Day. We lived our life. My aunt worked at McDonald's, and we would go and visit her while I was little. And I tell you, I ate fast food. I didn't eat much and anything really truly healthy until much later in my life. And as a result, I lived a very zombie-like lifestyle. I never felt well. I had stomach issues. I always had like a cloudy brain. You know, I was smart because I think I had good genes from 2 amazing parents. But I tell you, I really did not feel well, and I didn't look well. I had eczeama all over my face. I had asthma. And then in my early 20s, had a horrible appendicitis episode where I almost didn't get treated for it. And if it hadn't been for my parents' sixth sense to tell me to go see another doctor, I might have died, because that appendix was about to explode in my body. And I had to get it taken out immediately the next morning after visiting an emergency room doctor that told me that nothing was wrong. So it was a really life-changing moment. And then even a year after that, something I don't talk about often, Alex, is that, you know, I had endometriosis. So I've been in and out of the medical system my whole entire life. And at that moment, I just decided, you know what? This is not how I want to live. I'm in my early 20s. I look horrible. I feel horrible. I want to take back control of my health. And so I started using my research skills that I learned in debate in high school, where I was a top-tiered ranked debater. And I started reading books at the library, started looking through the microfiche and looking through journals and reading the best books on nutrition and teaching myself how to eat nutritionally. And what I found out about the food industry in my search for that has never left me the same. And so that's why I've made it my mission in life to tell people about what's in their food.
Very well said. I really am trying to adopt this for myself, because children follow after their parents' example. And I've seen dramatic changes But the younger you start, the easier it is. But it's so simple, folks. When you're on these toxic foods, these companies in the last 100 years figured out that they could take petrochemicals, basically make drugs, call them additives, that they would then be very addictive. Most poisons are addictive. And then people would be branded to the weird additives that were in particular food, just like cigarettes have hundreds of additives in them. And really, the scientists were there to figure out how to make it more addictive and how to make you smoke more. And they were able to put incredible poisons in there. Well, it's the same thing with food. This is weaponized. And this stuff all got invented in Germany, England, and the U.S. in the last 100 years. And now we're trying to make it out of it. But you can look at all the numbers, all the neurological disorders, the cancer, people's skin, everything. And then they put fluoride in the water, sodium fluoride, hydrofluorosilicic acid, which Harvard admits lowers IQ and gives you cancer. Pancreatic cancer, liver cancer, bladder cancer, 7-fold increase in bone cancer in men. Major thyroid problems in women. That's why women, that most scientists believe, have off-the-chart thyroid problems, is that it fills the thyroid and the women can't even get iodine. So this is a plan. And I know, Food Babe, you like to stick with what you can prove, but if you get into the eugenics and the secret programs, a lot of this is now public. The fact that government in America lets companies do this, but other governments won't. You know, Japan and India ban Gardasil when it starts killing women. We don't. Foreign countries ban fluoride. We won't. I mean, what is it about America, in closing, that you think all this is allowed?
It's about the bottom line, Alex. It's America, baby. It's about the bottom line. And I'll tell you, you know, it is so sad that our government cannot regulate our food anymore. The fact that Michael Taylor admitted, the deputy commissioner of the FDA admitted that he doesn't have the know-how to know how many chemicals we're being exposed to or even regulate them. The fact that food companies themselves can approve their own ingredients generally regarded as safe. I mean, the food companies themselves doing self-regulation, the companies that are set to profit on these chemicals, making their food less expensive for them. That has got to stop. And that's why it's absolutely important for us Americans to find out what's in our food, understand it, and say no to it if there's health issues associated with it. You know, this food that we've been eating for the last 30 years is all new. It's invented food. It did not exist several years ago. And this is a massive experiment on our bodies. And I know when I decided to opt out of that experience and that experiment, my body changed for the better. And I can't sit back and let people walk around like zombies like I used to. I have to tell people what's going on.
That's right. We are battling the zombie apocalypse, and we are reaching out to people that laugh at us and that stare up from their pockmarked faces with their glazed eyes, with yellow in them from all the liver damage, and giggle at us. They've been pre-programmed to do it. That's all they know how to do. It's a defense mechanism because deep down they feel so powerless and so pathetic. They just act secure. They act like they're powerful. They act like they know what they're doing and laugh at us. You got to get through that first layer of defense and reach out to these poor people that really are modern food concentration camp victims in a giant eugenics operation. Truth is stranger than fiction. Foodbabe.com. Vani Hari, thank you so much. Look forward to talking to you when the book officially comes out, and we have it in the shopping cart at InfoWarsStore.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There goes Vani Hari, ladies and gentlemen.